Welcome everyone to Raw is Retro. I'm your host, covering it, filling in for Ross on this side of the screen, Lord Manny Hayes, and filling in for Manny on that side of the screen is
Marcus, the grand finale, and I'm trying to fit into Manny's shoes and fill in the void that Ross is leaving you. But it's an unfillable void. It's an unfillable void. I'm just gonna be here and I'll be able to talk or chat shit just like I guess Manny does in his spot.
yeah. All you got to do is chat shit and then laugh occasionally in between.
Yeah. See? All I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do.
So this episode of Raw is the October 5th episode of Raw from 1998, coming from East Lansing. What's MI?
Missouri.
Missouri, from the
It could be
Breslin Arena. I
Mississippi.
don't
It
even know
could
if that
be
exists anymore.
Mississippi. It could be Mississippi.
I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you know what MI stands for.
It's probably Michigan. I don't know.
Because I ain't looking this up afterwards. um, so it kicks off with
No, I feel like a terrible American.
it kicks off with a recap of last week of Stone Cold driving to the arena in the Zamboni, launching himself at Vince McMahon. How about that dive? And then Undertaker and Kane doing a number on Vince McMahon's ankle, and Mankind feeding him juice. Um, so we lead
Yes.
into the first match of the night, which is the European Championship between XPac and D'Lo Brown. Of course, XPac's
Yes.
got
Classic.
China, and D'Lo Brown's got Mark Henry with him. So D'Lo Brown won a five-way elimination match to earn a rematch against X-Pac. I don't really remember much of this match.
I remember they were talking a lot about the China and Mark Henry situation and how he sent her papers, and King hasn't got the papers yet, but the details of Mark Henry and China just looking at each other from across the room. I believe D'Lo won, right?
Yeah,
No.
D'Lo wins after what's it? When if X-Pac tries to take out Mark Henry with a pescado, only to get caught and driven into the ring post. Henry throws X-Pac back into the ring. Suddenly, D'Lo is fine and hits the lowdown for the win to regain the
Yes.
European title.
Yes. At the point where I didn't even know he lost it. I totally forgot he lost it at this point. But I think it was the last episode of the show where he actually lost it. Or was it Heat? Maybe it's Sunday Night Heat or something.
I'm following these notes elsewhere. Vince is in the hospital and he wants some apple juice.
Yes, he wants his apple juice. 9% of the show is Vince needing apple juice. Where's my juice? Damn it! I need more juice. And I think this is the origins of you, Lord Betty. Whenever we do our watch-alongs, you gotta have your apple juice. Or it's the origins of John Cena's opening song when they go apple juice.
See, my apple juice needs. I don't know why this is normally an Untitled Manny and Marcus show thing, but the apple juice for me comes from. I want some apple drink. It's green. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. We move into our next match. I'm going to introduce them like they introduced the Viking Raiders, the new angry headbangers.
The angry headbangers who has been disgruntled for numerous weeks now. They've beat up the oddities and everything like that. But this time, I believe they called out the ICP, who are my least liked people in the history of wrestling. I said it. There have been horrible people in wrestling, but they're not worse than the Insane Clown Posse. I just think
so I seem to have blocked this out of my mind from the watching of this show. This particular show, I feel like I've blocked it out of my mind.
That's good. That's therapy right there. I can't forget because I hate these guys so much. They come on their fucking FUBU, and all I can say is "f you" by us, and they just repeatedly get their ass whooped. Like the headbangers get that ass. Like that's what happens here. The IDC like enough. Like, yo, man, you can't beat their ass. I think the headbanger got their ass too. The new and improved headbangers weren't taking any shit today.
I think from what it looks like, AEW should take a note from how they did Sunday Night Heat back in the day, because it seemed like Sunday Night Heat was a relevant thing to watch. Because I don't
For
remember watching
now,
it.
at this
Yeah, at this
current
point
moment,
in
it was.
time. Yeah, but it carried on because they did a lot of stuff. They checked in with Vince McMahon, who was watching Raw, and they take us back to Sunday Night Heat, where Steve Austin forces the production guy to show him where the satellite link to Vince McMahon's hospital bed is, and then he takes an axe to the wires.
Yeah. And can I jump in and say something right now about Vince McMahon being in this medical facility? Because they already start calling them medical facilities at this point. The doctor that admitted Vince McMahon back into the hospital for looks like another 2 nights evaluation or whatever is going on needs to lose his license. 1000%. 1000%.
No, you see,
He's in there for an ankle. An ankle. Why are tubes in me? I'm in there for an ankle. My ankle's beat up. You let me go home, and then you brought me back in the middle of the week because you don't understand what's wrong with my ankle. Get out of here. You're a horrible doctor.
from what I learned from Scrubs, Dr. Bob Kelso, he would keep those money-rich people into the hospital as long as he could. So that person is smart.
Yeah, he's smart, but he should lose his license. He should lose his license. There's no reason to keep Vince in there. No reason.
So, a nurse comes in to tell Vince McMahon he's got a visitor. Vince doesn't want any visitors. Suddenly, he realizes it's Mankind, and he's brought balloons and candy to cheer up Vince McMahon.
Yeah, how would you feel if Mankind walked in, Manny? Would you be happy? Like, oh, this is great. Protection.
First of all, I'd be looking at like, who let this person into the hospital? He clearly should be allowed in any hospital, let alone be around near people.
You would think Vince had high security since he hired the entire police department on the previous week for the Zamboni episodes. But no, this one, he has no security whatsoever. But Mick is here. It saves the day.
Yeah, and then Mick has also brought female entertainment. And I saw a smile on Vince's eyes. I saw that smile, and then he found out it was Yerple the clown, and he was not happy.
Manny, if I said I had a girl, I was bringing in a girl who does a trick with a dog, she wouldn't believe. Would you want to see said trick right away?
No, a trick with a dog. No.
Just the way he said it.
All kinds of wrong.
What could she have done? What could Vince even be like? Oh, what's she gonna do? I think not the pervert in me, but the curious person in me would want to see what this exotic entertainment would have did with the trick with the dog. Just going like, oh, that's disgusting. Get out of here. Get out of here, damn it. You're a weirdo.
And then we enter an era that has become Mick Foley. It's the Socko era.
Yeah. This has changed wrestling forever. For all your crazy indie gimmicks or whatever happened, this is the most mainstream, insane thing to ever get over. A man puts sock on hand, starts talking with sock said on hand. Sock gets over. The stock is more over than 90% of wrestling today.
Yeah. And then we get Mark Mero versus Vader. A match, I don't know why we needed to see this. I really don't know.
Yeah, Manny, when would you have thrown out Mick Foley? With the clown coming in and her doing a balloon, or with the Socko puppet? When would you have been annoyed and just say, damn it, Mick, get out? Because that's when Vince was just mad. Mick, get out, damn it.
I think once he delivered the balloons and the sweets and candy, I'd tell him to get out.
Yeah. I would have got all the way to Yerple the clown started making sound noises with the kazoo or whatever she was using, but she was going, whoa. I think that's would have been the point when I would have just went insane and tried to attack everybody in the room on my injured ankle. There's no place for that. Mr. Socko's one thing. Mr. Socko's one thing. But when she started making noises, I was like, you got to get out of here. You got to go. Gotta go.
We get Mark Mero versus Vader. Sable's on commentary. She says she wants to challenge Jacqueline for the women's title since she's been in some intense training to capture gold.
She's so charismatic.
And then she also wants to bring back prestige to this title, is what she said at some
This
point.
title's been dead for 3 years. There's no way it's not coming back from that.
Mark Merrow ends up winning this match with the Marvelocity. Who knew he had this in him? Who knew? I didn't know he had this in him.
Out of nowhere, he brought out Johnny B. Bass 450, Manny. Out of nowhere. He just was like, I'm going to do a slow ass 450. Okay. I was upset that Vader had went out like that. But if he was going to go out, at least it was to a 450 from Mark Merrow. And Sable was like, damn, he does have talent. And then Jerry the King Lawler was like, how could you leave a man like that? He does a 450. Sable at that moment expressed regrets of where her life is.
And then what else? Jacqueline dares Sable to get in the ring with her, and it looks like Sable will go in right after her. Merrow says Sable is upset because she could never satisfy him. He takes a slap across the face from her, but then Jackie forearms her down, and then pulls some scissors and clips off a hunk. Is what these are of Sable's extensions.
Yeah. Sable deserved it. She went in there looking for a fight. Jackie gave her a fight. That's the women's champion. She cut that hair. This did not lead to a hair versus hair match, but it seemed like
I don't think it did. No. William Regal is in the woods, squeezing his own orange juice like a real man.
How does that make you a real man? That just seems tired. It just seems like a nuisance. Well, with breakfast, let me go squeeze some orange juice.
We get Owen Hart versus Edge, but this match doesn't happen because Owen Hart comes out in the streets and gets on the mic and tells the world that he feels bad over hurting Dan Severn. He apologizes for what happened, laid down the mic and walks out. So Edge wins by forfeit.
Dan Severn has always looked like a Jenga block. Therefore, I think Owen should have just not cared at all about this. But he went home. He packed his bags. Edge, on the other hand, I was actually, I'm curious what that match would look like. I'm sure they have a match together at some point, Edge and Owen.
Somewhere.
I'm sure they've had, yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing it.
And then Michael Cole is trying to capture an interview with Owen Hart as he leaves, but he's got his bags and he tells Cole it's over as he continues to leave the building.
Yep. A sad walk up the ramp. I like the people who get to park inside the arena or the people who have to walk. I don't know where his parking's at, but I feel like there should be some parking spaces inside the arena for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know where he had to walk. He was just going for a long distance into the night. It reminded me of the Incredible Hulk.
We move into the War Zone, where it's Ken Shamrock versus Kane. This match went really long, and I don't understand why.
Because Kane's amazing. This is a glimmer of like, okay, I like Kane. This was a glimmer of like, oh, Kane's not bad.
Yeah, and then Taker comes down to ringside. Shamrock takes a swing at the Undertaker. As the Undertaker hits the floor, Kane gets to crotch up. What? These notes are ridiculous. This causes Kane to get crotched up in the corner. Whoopsie. Taker leaves Kane behind to take a suplex.
Is that even notes?
Yeah. Takes a superplex and Shamrock covers Kane for the upset win. And now JR and King discuss whether or not Taker came to cost Kane the match on purpose. And it's another conspiracy as Kane rushes off to find Undertaker.
Yeah, because it's like, this is bullshit, man. You costing me Ken Shamrock matches? Ken Shamrock ain't won in 2 years. Anything.
Elsewhere, we find that Val Venus finds Terry Reynolds' wedding ring on her vagina.
Yeah. But Val is constantly having orgasms. I don't know what's stopping him. Like, it just seems like he's a man that walks around fully erect and it's taking all his power not to just bust all over the place. He's just.
I think he is, though. That's the problem. I think he's just busting all the time. Like,
yeah. Almost right there.
uh,
Ooh,
then
that
we get
close.
Val Venus versus with Gangrel versus Gangrel.
Why is this happening? Whoever said I want to book the porn star versus the vampire and I need it tonight?
uh, what actually happens is my Gangrel and Christian stop. What? I can't read today. This is nonsense. I'm going to start writing
Well,
my own
Kane
notes.
and Christian show up. This is the first time they announced that that's Edge's brother, right, Christian?
Yeah. And the ref counts out Gangrel to give Val Venus the win. As Val Venus and Terry celebrate, Goldust's movie usher guy appears and gives Val a golden envelope. He opens the envelope to read, and it reads the golden stationery. A familiar theme starts playing. Oh, it's Goldust. As Terry rips up the paper, the voice of Goldust promises a world premiere next week as Goldust falls from the ceiling.
Oh,
While
it's
Val
how
and
dramatic.
Terry look quite concerned.
Manny, at this point, Goldust hasn't been really gone, right? It's been like 2 months of Dustin.
Dustin telling us to believe in Jesus.
Yeah. Hallelujah. And you got all of that for like 2 months, right? And then Goldust was only gone for like maybe 3 or 4. It hasn't been that long.
What's the
And they're making
payoff?
it seem
Really, what was the payoff in all of this, though? There was no payoff. Think about that. Not that anyone was
I
looking for
know,
some
Manny.
payoff with
But not,
Goldust
I was
stories.
gonna bring this up in the final episode that we record this week, but yeah. Nah, I mean, I guess he's trying to get Terry back. What's his goal? What's the end game here? Vicious
uh,
cross.
we check back in with Vince at the hospital. He's asking for another nurse and something extra for the pain. Uh,
Yeah.
living up to the 90s era of wrestlers with pain addiction.
Yeah, but I also enjoy the fact that he was complaining about the blood pressure test. I've seen people in the hospital and it's the same blood pressure every single time. It's not rising. It's the same blood pressure. Damn it. Oh, my
It
juice.
actually might rise actually before the cuff goes up when the cuff's on.
Yeah.
Because you anticipate that you're going to be in a lot of pain from it. We get Jeff Jarrett versus Al Snow with Head. Yeah, this match happened.
Yeah, this was a transition for the Slaughter because doesn't Slaughter walk out on this one?
Slaughter walks out. This ends up in a DQ. Jack Doan disqualified Jeff Jarrett
Manny, what
because
match don't end in DQ in this era Raw? What match doesn't end in a DQ or have a weird finish? Nice clean victory for Al Snow. No, it never happens.
Slaughter seems satisfied with himself after he hurt Al Snow. Ridiculous. Why is this happening? Why is Al Snow feuding with Sergeant Slaughter?
Sergeant should be ashamed of himself losing to him in a boot cut match in his 50s. How old is Slaughter, man? By the way, him and his fake valor makes me sick.
Aren't you on record on the show talking about your stolen valor?
Hey, that's different, okay? It was a different scenario. I haven't spent my whole life stealing valor. Yeah,
we get
2 minutes.
we move on to the Road Dogg with XPac versus Mark Henry with D'Lo Brown. Road Dogg is wearing both WWF Tag Team title belts and a blow-up doll named Mona or Mrs. Ass to play the part of Billy Gunn, who is AWOL, as far as we know.
Yeah, and this is where the Ass Boys' mothers come from, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Was this supposed to be an act of friendship, or was this an act of war? Talking about, yeah, he's just a blow-up doll. Don't need him anyway. Yeah, because it's shambles.
This match was even worse than the others as well. X-Pac stalks D'Lo, who backs it into China. D'Lo takes a right hand from China. While the ref deals with China, X-Pac is in the ring and gives Henry the X-Factor. Road Dogg jumps on top of Henry and manages to get the 3 count. Afterwards, Mark Henry is pissed and chases after DX with a chair. I say chase loosely. It's much like Keith Lee making a save.
Yeah, he ain't catching nobody. Not with all that. That's too much man to be chasing somebody.
And we
That's what
cut
he's
back
one
to
of
the
those cops
hospital.
that say, "I hate to run, don't make me run," and it just pulls out his gun and fire.
We cut back to the hospital, and Vince McMahon, he still wants his apple juice. Where is this man's juice?
What are they doing to this man? They're milking him for every dollar he has. He's in the hospital overnight for a damn angle. It can't. He's like he can do this at home. He can do this at home.
Vince is again complaining about his blood pressure being taken, and it's like it's the same, isn't it? It's the same again. It's
It's the same.
normal.
It's always the same. Normal. And the lady goes, "It's normal." Of course it is.
And then she was like, "Oh, it's a little high." And then she goes, "What do you think about doctor?" I was like, "I'll take it from here, nurse."
Ah! Immediately, ah! No, I know that voice. And proceeds to get his ass whooped. And of all the shenanigans, it's a classic moment. We've seen it probably a million times. But, the thing that stood out to me this time is that the harshness of him shoving the thermometer, I believe, I forget what it actually was, but shoving that up his ass. I think if I'm Vince McMahon, I would never forget that ever again. Like that seemed like that was paper. Yes, he got hit in the head with a bedpan, lots of laughs, but Austin went with full. I'm about to take this for keeps. You'll never forget my name. This thing is going up your ass, and he just
Because he
hear
went ground
Riley
and pound
scream.
on a broken ankle.
Yeah,
He went
why
he
can't
almost full mount onto that thing.
I don't understand why wrestlers can't do this in a normal match when they see an ankle or a face available to pound in. But no, Austin was like, ah. So,
Yeah. He uses defibrillator pads, sticks an enema tube up his ass,
oh,
and then it blacks out. And then that is one of the famous scenes in the Attitude Era.
still lives up. Still great. Still great. A lot of questions. A lot of questions of how Austin got in that medical facility and why he's not in jail for what he did. Like, that's life in prison. That was sodomy at some point.
And then we get the main event, which is the Undertaker versus The Rock. That's actually given that it's the early stages of The Rock, like with 2 years experience against the Undertaker, this wasn't that bad of a main event.
No, this was I know we're going over best matches of the show, but this was the best match of the show. I was really into it. They had the drama looming with Kane and stuff, hanging out on the outside. He intentionally hit the Undertaker with the was it a chair? It was a chair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? A main event like this you can't be mad at. It's two of the all-time greats going at it, and they delivered. They delivered a good match.
Yeah. So that was the end of Raw. It was. I think it's saved by the main event and the hospital skits for me. I
Yeah.
think.
I mean,
Other than
I
that,
was
if you took
interested
that
about
away,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you took it away, I don't think this episode really holds up. But all those bits sprinkled in and the main event, it leads to a memorable episode of Raw. Nothing else mattered on this show other than what you got.
Sable got her hair cut though, Manny. And she
Sure.
was upset about it. How could you do it, Mark? How could you do it? I'm commentating about matches. You had no reason to be at ringside. Brings
So
prestige back to the women's title. Women are never going to have rights in wrestling. Oh, here we are at 2022. Good.
So what I think we both established that the Undertaker versus Rock is the match of the night.
Yes.
Who is your MVP of the night?
Now, this is an easy one for me, but I don't know if you agree. But I gotta go Mick Foley just for the original hospital antics. I enjoy the bedpan hitting over Austin's head, and I can easily go that route and him. But you know what? I cannot condone his actions of sticking an enema to a his head. Just imagine how much that would hurt that they cut the black in that pain. But I'm going to give it to Mick Foley and all his antics, bringing in Mr. Socko, Yerpo the Clown, and just being the most annoying human being on the planet.
So I'm gonna give it to Vince McMahon because
Yeah.
do you know the look on his face? That is a look on my face continuously having to deal with some people some days. It's normal. Come on. Oh,
it's horrible. His
this is my life.
frustration is legit. Yeah, his frustration is 1000% legit. He should not be in this hospital. He should not be in this medical facility for this ankle that he was already cleared to leave, but they told him to come back.
So
Like he was trapped in some hell of this medical facility.
yeah. So that was this episode of Raw is Retro. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Follow us on all our socials, which are above the grand finale's head. If you want to, you can send an email to the show and we'll read it out on the Saturday show as normal. Tomorrow, as per usual. And Marcus, and leave a comment on the video. We know you're watching. Yeah. We know you're watching.
Yeah.
Just leave a comment on the video.
Yeah. And join us for the Extreme Rules watch along with Lord Manny and Weston B. Moore and
possibly him.
Going to be on there. Maybe me, Eric, and maybe some other random guys off the street. You never know. But it will be extreme.
It will be extreme. And that show's looking to be a great show.
Seems like we got some matches set up.
Yeah.
A lot of twisted turns here.
So tune in to all that and all the other content. I've been Lord Manny Hayes. He's been
Marcus the Grand Finale.
And we are out. Bye!